So we'll need to walk through, Mr. Husami. Yeah, I was gonna have a hard time understanding him if it was gonna be like that. That's why I look to you. If you can understand, that's one thing, but I don't want you to have to repeat everything to me. All right, Mr. Hernandez, do you have the functionality now on your end to go to the Spanish channel? Hang on just a moment. Microphone. All right, Mr. Husami, Mr. Cantu, can you see and hear okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right, good. All right, and Mr. Husami, do you have your client logged back in? I don't see him.
Is he logged back in? We're trying to log him back in, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have someone that's going to assist him in moving to the Spanish channel on that device? He'll have some function. He'll have some, maybe like 3 dots in the bottom. There'll be probably a globe device. If he clicks on that, that will enable him to click over to the Spanish channel.
All right, Your Honor. I'm looking at it. Is he now on? Is he on? I'm looking, I'm looking at, I'm looking at his, actually, you can see the three dots, and I'm clicking on the three dots, and it has everything in Spanish. Okay, yes, but participante have, okay, let me put this here. Levantar, what is that? I click on this. Anyway, okay, here. Hmm. Kind of not clear how we gonna get to. Uh, not clear to me, Your Honor. I am trying, but it looks like there are two screens. The one that shows my client name, Manuel Dehuma Moreno. Is this one the screen you want, Your Honor?
You're going to have to repeat that for me. What'd you say?
Is this, see, I am on two screens now. So
Yes.
I'm holding the phone of my client, and I'm thinking that, is that the way you want it, or more
Do you,
stuff?
listen, do you see the screen that says Manuel Moreno? Look at me on your computer screen.
Yes, I see it.
All right, you see that?
Yeah,
That's your phone. That's his phone.
that's his phone, yeah.
Yeah, that phone needs to be switched over to the Spanish channel. And there should be the ability at the bottom that allows him to switch over to the Spanish channel. Mr. Hernandez, I believe, is probably on the Spanish channel. Is that correct, Mr. Hernandez? Yeah, I can tell that he is because I can't hear what he's saying. So,
I can't hear Mr. Hernandez.
Mr. Usami, do you have the ability to, do you have a little globe icon on the bottom of your screen that says interpretation? If so, we may need to,
I do, yeah. See
This one
this one
doesn't.
here? Yeah.
This one doesn't. This one just has.
Oh,
the
this one doesn't
participant-
just go this way and that way?
Judge, his phone might be in Spanish mode. If she can go to a different room and try to talk into it. If we don't hear her, I think it's like Mr. Hernandez. I think it's in Spanish mode.
okay. I don't show that they have any audio.
Do you hear?
Oh, okay.
You can answer now what he's saying. Lucy,
Yeah, see, I don't hear her. She might be in Spanish, but I'm not sure if Mr. Hernandez hears her.
Well, that's possible, Mr. Cantu, but I also think that their audio is turned off completely. So whether she's
Oh,
English, Spanish, or Russian, I don't think we're going to hear
okay.
them. Mr. Husami, can you hear anything out of the phone device? Raise your hand if you can hear anything in your phone device. Mr. Hernandez, can you speak with, say something to Mr. Husami and see if he hears you? See, that tells me that. Mr. Husami, what's your legal assistant's name?
Mr. Moreno, do you hear what he said? ¿Escuchas? Okay, but he is with me in the office, not from his phone. Your Honor, we can do this, we can do it in another way. If my client sits next to me on my screen, Lucy, now it looks like you're there.
Yeah, it's not going to work that way, Mr. Husami, because the
But
interpreter.
it's only through me, through my computer, not through his phone. Mr. Hernandez.
No, I got out of it. Is it?
I've already suggested that.
Not on
Mr.
not on your phone, not on his phone. He can
understand.
hear from my computer because he is with me.
I understand. I understand. I need you to follow along with me.
Yeah.
You and your client sit at your computer. There's going to be no simultaneous translation service ability
No,
because you're either going to be in English or you're going to be in Spanish.
no.
That's it. So what if you and Mr. Moreno change devices? Can you enable your computer to go to Spanish channel and then you go to another device or another computer?
Yeah, I can possibly do that.
That may work.
I can do that. I mean, It is. I set it to Spanish now. So basically, I can, basically, I think if he sits in my place, I think he can talk. Come over here, please. Come over here. All right.
All
So,
right, okay, Mr. Usami, you'll need to actually switch over to the Spanish channel. If you're in the Spanish channel, I wouldn't hear you right now.
I put Spanish, really. I put Spanish. Can you hear me now? You can still hear me now, Your Honor? You can still hear me now? Your Honor?
Yes, we can still hear you.
I can see, I'm looking at my screen and it says ES Espanol.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, can you hear Mr. Usami? Okay, see, but you see how we
Okay.
say something, Mr. Hernandez. See, Mr. Hernandez.
Well, here's, so Mr. Moreno, on this screen, if he sits here where I am now, and Your Honor, you're saying if he sits here, and it's possible that we can do this instant interpretation, right?
Only, Mr. Usami, only when your computer is switched to the Spanish channel. And once you'll know that that's working because only you and Mr. Hernandez will be able to hear each other.
Oh.
Mr. Hernandez he'll be able to hear both the court and he'll be able to hear Mr. Moreno.
Okay.
In
I mean, it shows I'm reading on my screen, I'm reading ES as Spanish. As I clicked on the global icon, and
Okay.
it gave me the choice between Spanish and English, and I hit Spanish, and I am on Spanish.
Okay, unclick it and try to click it again.
All right, I did. It's still the same, huh? What's this galaxy?
No, that's not anything.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
How about if I hit English
Hit
here?
off, hit off.
Let me see if I hit English. How about now, Your Honor? Mr. Hernandez, do you hear me now? Yes, but we can't hear him.
That's correct.
But I can't hear Mr. Hernandez.
That's correct. We'll need your device will need to be set. Somehow we need to get it on the Spanish channel, and it seems like you're doing the right steps. If you go to that globe and you do to English, does it say Spanish to English or English to Spanish?
No, it says first we have the top, it says off, then below it, it's a tiny icon with English, and then another icon with Spanish. When I hit Spanish, it told me nothing happened.
Okay, I tell you what, let me try one other thing. This may work.
He's trying to get you to another room. This one right here is not going to take you to another room. This one is in their room. I can't get into the other room with this one.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if
You're
it's because he said
All right, let's see if that makes an impact. Mr. Hernandez, can you speak to Mr. Moreno? Mr. Usami, can you hear Mr. Hernandez at all? Mr. Hernandez, did you say something to Mr. Usami?
Judge, is this essential enough to do in person?
Well, I don't have 2 hours. That's the problem. I don't have 2 hours to do the hearing.
Yeah, Judge, I have an afternoon setting, Judge.
I'm supposed to be done in about 15 minutes, but I'm trying to work through it. This would have saved us an hour. I was thinking maybe 10 minutes of this would have saved us an hour of actual court time. I didn't know that you were going to have an interpreter. We probably would have done a run through yesterday and had you set up.
Yeah, Judge, and I have a court setting in the afternoon too, so I don't know if this is essential enough to try to come in person or, yeah, this is.
Mr. Hernandez, can you hear Mr. Hasami? No, you can't? All right. Can you try one more thing? Can you try that now? I show that both of them are on the Spanish channel, Mr. Usami and Mr. Hernandez. I show you both on the Spanish channel, but neither one of you can hear one another. All right, let's do this. Counsel, I'm going to send you an invitation to a breakout room. Let's have
Okay,
a
Judge.
session. Give me just a moment and I'll set that up. We'll go without you. For some reason it won't let me join. It's going to close in 8 seconds. We're going to just live to fight this another day.
Any other day but today.
I apologize, Mr. Cantu, Mr. Asami. The breakout room session did not work as planned.
Yeah, I saw it lasted for a
Give me
minute.
just a moment. We're going to try it again. All right, now let's try it again. All right, Tracy, can you unmute?
What is the difference?
We're waiting for the attorneys to join us back. Let's see. Let's just wait just a moment, and then I'm going to make a brief announcement. All right, everyone back in the courtroom now? Okay. All right, so due to some logistical and technology issues, we're not going to be able to go forward with the hearing today. However, we will be resuming court on this matter on July 21st at 3:30 p.m. And Tracy, and I'm sorry, I don't like calling you Tracy, but I don't know your last name. What is your last name?
It's Reed Flogger. Tracy's okay.
Okay, well, I just want to show you respect, but all right, Tracy, I'm going to order you to reappear on July 21st at 3:30. And that means that you will not receive another subpoena, but by order of the court, you're ordered to reappear, and you can reappear via Zoom, and you will use the same credentials, the same meeting ID when you logged in today.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, and you're free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and so Mr. Husami and Mr. Hernandez, what I would ask is that even though if we're going to try to do it via Zoom, but with Mr. Hernandez in your office, I would still ask that you attempt to figure out a way that Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Moreno can appear on a separate device on the screen in another room. I would ask that y'all still maybe get together before the hearing, maybe 20, 30 minutes before the hearing, and try to figure out to do that. And I can have my coordinators set up a test hearing with you and send you invites and do the Spanish interpretation. That's best for Zoom because we will be streaming and we'll be recording. And if that doesn't work, then we'll still be okay that day, and we'll just appear all in the same room. But that will make it go a little bit faster if Mr. Hernandez is able to do that, because he's going to be in the room, and so it may be a little bit of a distraction to you, Mr. Husami. Mr. Hernandez, yes, sir. Hang on, I don't hear you. Maybe you're still on the no. Mr. Cantu, can you hear me okay?
Yes, Judge, I can hear you fine.
Mr. Hernandez, I can't hear you. Are you still, is your interpreter service still turned on? Can't turn that off. Can you go down the bottom and turn that off? Don't know? Let me see if I can. How about now?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, I still had the interpreter. You were still on the Spanish channel. So, oh,
Right.
I'm sorry, you had a question?
Yes, Your Honor. I can take my laptop, which I'm on, and just use that, and just use my device that I usually use in court to be silent, and then we could just basically do basically a hybrid, in court, and just take my devices so it could all function well, and I can be in a different room if Mr. Husami is fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I have no.
Perfect, great. Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Hernandez. I appreciate the professionalism there. So, okay, great. Sorry we weren't able to move forward today on this, but it's, we're looking at a week. So Mr. Cantu, Mr. Husami, if you'll get that interim temporary order over to me, I'll get that signed. That way Mr. Moreno knows what he can expect and Ms. Hernandez knows what she can expect. And I would just ask each one of you to counsel your clients and encourage them to continue to do what's in Fabian's best interest, because that's what the court is going to be focused on. And I don't want to come back on the 21st and hear that there's an incident that occurred that was within their control. if it's out of their control, I understand, but if it's within their control, I want to hear that it was drama-free for this week and that Fabian's, seeing his mom and his dad and being a little boy, and then we'll come back and we'll deal with the adult issues on July 21st.
Perfect, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cantu. Thank you, Mr. Sami. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Moreno, Ms. Hernandez. Hope you guys have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Stay safe.
You're welcome.
Are we excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. You are excused. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. Mr. Hernandez, I'll give you a call.